Why do we call it book reading, children? Why do we call it book reading? And it's because we want to encourage children to understand the value of book reading.
Book reading session with Dr. Kiran Bedi is like nurturing the germinating minds of the youth by building them from within with skills, inspiration, and confidence so that they become the strongest yet flexible backbone of the nation.
Birds of the same feather, cut from the same cloth, peas from the same pod. These are all sayings that we hear on a daily basis. And yet, it is so hard to find a similar bird in your life. But not here. Welcome to the book reading session with Dr. Kiran Bedi.
My life revolves around my hobbies. Lawn tennis, where I find my rhythm and challenge my limits. Athletics, where I push myself to feel stronger, better and faster every day. Book reading, a journey to new perspective and different worlds. And for a trip down memory lane, I like watching old movies as well, which is a very refreshing way to relive the past. These hobbies define
Hello everyone, as I said before, my hobbies are to do thrilling stuff. I also like to indulge myself into various activities which makes me happy. One of them is cooking. I like cooking a lot. Making various food combinations is my favorite. I also like to dance a lot. It makes me happy and brings me joy. Thank you very much.
In a world interconnected by diplomacy, my passion lies in international relations. I'm fascinated by the intricate realm where nations communicate, collaborate, and navigate the global challenges. But my heart finds a place for the special, those in needs. I have drawn deep felt sympathy for refugees, and I'm committed to working society's betterment. Together, let's build bridges, forge understanding, and extend helping hands to those seeking refuge.
I absolutely love dancing and dramatics. They allow me to express myself creatively just like reading does. Just as books take you on imaginative journeys, dancing and dramatics transport me to different worlds and emotions. Whether it's through the pages of a book or on stage, I find inspiration and fulfillment in these artistic works.
Hobby is a wonderful way to enjoy our life and have some enjoyment to our minds as well from the everyday stress. Like singing makes my words have value, while basketball makes me to push my limits further, and book reading enhances my knowledge.
If I have to talk about my favorite book, that would surely be The Secret of Nagas in Shiv Trilogy's book series written by Amish. This book being my favorite is because it tells us how to eradicate the inequalities in the society in a very dramatical manner and tells the essence of teamwork.
My favorite book? My favorite book is Exam Warrior, written by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. It's more than just a book, okay? It's like a guiding light for students facing the challenges called exams. With its wisdom, insights, it empowers us to conquer not just our exams, but life itself. It's a must-read for anyone on the journey of learning and self-discovery.
When I talk about my favorite book, it is Romeo and Juliet. It is my favorite due to so many reasons. Number one, because it is written by William Shakespeare, the greatest author of all times. He writes so beautifully that it almost makes me cry. It has such a notorious plot. Two rival families forbid their children to meet each other. Such a tragic love story, right? That's why it's my favorite.
My favorite book is Around the World in 80 Days. It is an adventurous novel written by Jules Verne. The book teaches us about the power of determination, importance of embracing new experiences, and the value of friendships. It is a thrilling novel that takes you on adventure across different countries and cultures.
I've read many books in my life until now, like the whole series of Harry Potter, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Atomic Theory, and many more. My favorite one has been the Rich Dad Poor Dad, which tells us how to escape the tax cycle and acquire more money. It has practically 6 facts about it and 6 rules to do it.
जय थारी माँ, जय थारी माँ। हमारी ऑडियंस का स्वागत है, वेलकम। हमारे बच्चों को ब्लेस करिए Mummy, thank you. Jai Dharima. Jai Dharima. We welcome our children. थोड़ा सा एक आज बात बताऊंगी, फिर मम्मी शुरू करेंगे. 4 बच्चे हमारे हैं महाराजा अग्रसेन पब्लिक स्कूल, दिल्ली अशोक विहार से. एक बच्चा है हमारा केंद्रीय विद्यालय आगरा से. दैट्स जानवी, राइट? है ना जानवी? ओके. अच्छा, जो हमारे 4 बच्चे हैं, ज्योति अग्रवाल जी ने उनके लिए कोऑर्डिनेशन हमारे साथ करी है. जो आज की स्पेशल चीज है वो ये है कि ये इंटरैक्ट क्लब रोटरी के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. एंड वैष्णवी जो है हमारी बच्ची, वो इस क्लब की प्रेसिडेंट है. और बाकी बच्चों के भी डेजिग्नेशंस वो आप अपने इंट्रोडक्शन में बताना. ये बच्चे कंप्लीटली कम्युनिटी सर्विस के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. दैट इज गोइंग टू बी देयर इंट्रोडक्शन. दे विल combine it with their message which they've imbibed from Mahatma Gandhi ji, our father of the nation. Combine it and now share it with the audience and women. हमारी एक बच्ची UNHCR के साथ जुड़ी हुई है. That's ख्याति. That is United Nations High Commission for Refugees. वो आदर्श नगर के कैंप के साथ जुड़ी हुई है और वहां पर वो काम नहीं करती, अपना प्यार बांटती है. ठीक है? सो दैट इज द वर्ड, प्यार बांटना है. ओके, नाउ जी मम्मी, सब कुछ
Fantastic team.
जी.
Fantastic team. Lots of love to all of you. Very happy to see you all together. And I can see 4 of you from the same school because you're wearing blue, which means the same school uniform, which is the Maharaja Agrasen. Excellent. I'm aware of your school. शायद कुछ कभी ड्यूरिंग द सर्विस में आई हुई हूँ आपके स्कूल में, लेकिन आपका महाराजा अग्रसेन का और भी ट्रस्ट भी है. काफी सेवा, समाज सेवा में लगे हुए हैं. तो आपका स्कूल known for philanthropy. Very happy to see also Janvi. Janvi is from Agra school, right? Agra. Janvi, आपका स्कूल का नाम क्या है?
केंद्रीय विद्यालय नंबर 1.
Okay, केंद्रीय विद्यालय. Excellent. So I'm very happy कि आप बच्चों, and I'm so happy to know from Saina कि you are also interactors. Vaishnavi is an interactor, right? And are the others also?
all 4 of them.
No wonder then.
अच्छा,
आपकी तो
नहीं,
अभी की फर्क है.
ख्याति जो है वो she works with UNHCR.
As Rotary interactors?
जी मम्मी, 3 ये अब इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे अपने आप को. So they will now tell you.
I'm very happy to hear that. Let me hear from you, all of you. Start your introduction. Yes, Vaishnavi.
Greetings of the day, ma'am. Namaste. My name is Vaishnavi and I'm 16 years old and I'm currently studying in Maharaja Agrasen Public School and I am pursuing humanities in this school. So as for community services, I have been a part of community services since last 3 years and as a part of Intract Club only, and my determination and dedication towards the community services has brought me up to the level that I'm the president of the club now. And I'll proudly mention that I have completed 170 plus hours in this community services, and I have also worked outside of this Intra Club with several of the NGOs and non-profit organizations such as Hikayat and such foundations, and I'm currently volunteering as well. Then I would also like to mention that I am not getting paid for it. I'm not getting any of the monetary support from anyone, but I am doing it myself. And I have recently funded a child's education for 1 whole month by my own savings, which was of 1,117 rupees. And it was a really, it actually, rather than my portfolio, rather than my resume, I really find happiness in that. And that is why I do this. Thank you.
बहुत अच्छे वैष्णवी, so proud of you. जो आप कर रहे हो ये, it's building you up, it's building your foundation, and you will continue to grow and flower because you are making your foundation so philanthropic. Shabash. Yes, Denisha, आपका?
So, good evening, ma'am. Namaste, first of all. My name is Delisha Malik, and I am also studying in Maharaja Agassiz Public School. If we talk about community services, it's my first year being a part of Interact Club of Maharaja Agassiz Public School, and I've been trying my best. But before this, also, I have participated and helped several NGOs. One of them is a known global foundation. I have been a part of it. It spreads mental health awareness, and I have also helped several people come out of their traumas and depression. And that's it. Thank you very much.
शाबाश। ये भी जो आप कर रहे हो, these are all sources of happiness for you. You will always remain healthy and happy. इस एज में अगर आप गिविंग सीख लें, you are guaranteed happiness, because root to happiness is giving. Kathy, your turn, Kathy.
Yes, ma'am. Namaste, ma'am. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Kathy Kapoor, and I'm 16 years old from Maharaja Kasain. And I'm a dedicated social worker, and I'm the founder of my own nonprofit, which is Sharan Foundation, which actually works for the betterment of the refugees and making difference in their lives. Having said that, I am part of UNHCR, which is the UN body working for the refugees, and I'm currently the young champion for refugees there. And I'm a youth ambassador at Honor Global, which is based in Ireland, but it works for the education and the mental health issues of the adolescents and the children. And having said that, I have also completed my internship with Hindustan Times and a very renowned NGO, which is a Lardli Foundation, where I and Vaishnavi both worked for the betterment of the people, like malnutrition and the underprivileged people, the problems they are facing, when I first went on the site of when I was interning for Ladli Foundation, I was really about to tear up seeing what the condition of the people were when the floods hit Delhi. At that time, I was working with Ladli Foundation, and I was working for those who had the temporary settlement after Delhi was hit by floods, right, recently. So I have worked there as well. Having said that, I am honored as the distinguished delegate at the ASN Young Leaders G20 International Summit. And I'm also the founder and the president of the MAPS MUN Club, which is like we nurture the future leaders. And I'm a podcast host. I at the BrainX Talks, and I'm the content admin at the head of department at BrainX Academy Show. So these are just
Plenty
some
to
of the glimpse of what I do. But having said that, I actually a lot more than these, because this is what I believe is saying yourself a change maker. And I get really passionate about these things when when I see a girl smiling in front of me and saying, "Didi, आपने बचा लिया." God damn, that feeling hits hard. So I work for that feeling in my field.
शाबाश, बहुत अच्छी। बड़ी अर्ली एज में तुम लोगों ने ये टेस्ट कर लिया। You are tasting this. This is very nice. You're not only tasting it now, you're also experiencing and living it at a very early age. It's a very head start for all of you. Excellent. Let me go to Dhamma, because you're the same school. Then I'll come to Janvi. Yes, same school. Tell me, Dhamma, Dharna.
Ma'am, it's
Dharna.
Dharna. My name is
Yeah.
Dharna Gulyani. I'm 14 years old. I'm in Maharaja Agassiz Public School, and also I'm the joint secretary of Interact Club of Maharaja Agassiz Public School. We basically provide service above self, and our motto is create hope in the world.
तो ये क्या, is this special and unique to Maharaja Agrasen School? The Interact Rotary, is it in your school? It's in many schools, but is it specially in your school?
No, ma'am, it's in various schools, and our Interact is basically a subdivision of Rotaract, and many schools are assigned with it.
How many members in your school, Maharaja Agrasen, who are interactors, Rotary interactors?
Yeah, so we have four in our core team. We have around 16 to 17 students in the Interact Club.
Very nice. I'm so happy to hear that. Excellent. Carry on, because interactors to rotractors to Rotarians. You see, this is a great climb for you, all of you. And Rotary is a great movement. It's a movement, and it's a very reputed non-profit movement. Where very uh, giving people, wanting to serve the community, wanting to network, wanting to have better friendships, come together. So it's a great movement. So good you started it as children, as interactors. Then you become Rotractors, and that takes you the way to become one day seniors as Rotarians, and Rotarians to become governors, presidents of the club, and from president club, because I've been a Rotarian. So therefore, I'm saying, so I've been a Rotarian, and interestingly for you to know that I probably was one of the first woman Rotarian in the Rotary movement, and I was drafted in by Raja Sabu of Chandigarh, who was then Rotary International Director. He lives in Chandigarh. He has given all his life to Rotary. So I've been associated with Rotary all my career, throughout my career, and worked with Rotary in many, many ways. Even only recently, 3 weeks ago, I attended Rotary Femina Club. It was a women's club group. Rotary is called Rotary Femina in Delhi, and they are also working with our NGOs now. So this is a. I'm so happy क्योंकि मैं आपको ये बता रही हूँ कि interactors say Rotractors, Rotractors say Rotarians, and Rotarians to more responsibility. So there is a long journey ahead, but a very very fruitful journey. और जो आप interactors से शुरू हो जाते हो, आपको और भी ज़्यादा experience मिलता है. You become better Rotarians. So it's also best friendships. You are building very good friendships. Okay, Janvi, your turn. Agra.
So first of all, namaste, ma'am, and secondly, I'm Janvi Kulshrestha of KB number 1. As I told you earlier, I'm 14 years old and I'm studying class 9 about the life of community service. I'm in the second year of my NCC batch, and yeah, I've attended two or three camps about social service, in which one of was purely dedicated to the defense of the country. And yeah, we have also helped many of it. Like once, in the most recent camp, when we were attending the camp at I don't remember where, as I've attended two or three. There was an earthquake there, and the residence area near the place where we were having the camp uh, had some of the buildings, yeah, houses have broken. So we were asked to help them and rescue them alongside with the rescue team.
वेरी गुड, शाबाश. आप
So
भी और अपने ऐसे ग्रुप बनाओ, क्योंकि ये जो अभी कर रहे हो आप इंटरैक्टर्स, होता है ये एक क्लब बन जाती है, ग्रुप बन जाता है. आप भी अपना ग्रुप बनाओगे तो मिले रहोगे एक दूसरे के साथ. ये फ्रेंडशिप जो इस उम्र में आप बनाओगे ये बहुत लंबा जाएंगे आपके साथ. दे विल बी द मोस्ट हैप्पी फ्रेंडशिप्स यू विल मेक. ये जो फ्रेंडशिप्स हैं ये लाइफ लॉन्ग जाती हैं, एंड दे आर दीज best friends you have. They're like family friends, but friends more than the family, because what you can do with friends, you may not be able to do with family. What you can do with family, you can do with your friends. So it is like that. So good. I'm so happy. Now I know about the agenda that you are now, after your introduction, you want to talk about discussion on lessons learned from the life of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay? So all of you take your turn, starting with Vaishnavi. What are your lessons you have learned from the life of Mahatma Gandhi?
So today my favorite topic about Gandhiji is self-determination. And I see self-determination as a way of living rather than a quality of a life, a quality of a person. So I took self-determination in a session that talks about Gandhiji is because whenever Gandhiji's names pops up, the next thing that comes to our mind is India, that is Bharat. His name and the other freedom fighters, his determination and other freedom fighters' determination is the reason why we are feeling protected, safe, and well fed right now. And he contributed his life, and there are plenty plethora of freedom fighters that have contributed their lives for our nation, and his self determination is why we are having independence today. So in the presence of Miss Kiran Bedi ma'am, I would also like to mention one of the freedom fighters, that was Savitri Bai Phule. She was the mother of feminism in India. She is known as the mother of feminism in India, and she and her husband was the one who opened the first Indian girls' school in Pune, and she's a very renowned freedom fighter in our country. And the outshining part of her is that she was very determined about the equality, about genders, not only for women but about the whole gender. That is what feminism is all about. And since ma'am is over here, so she has also done a great contribution towards the women and the gender equality. So that is why I'm mentioning today her. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. I'm glad you picked up that one good quality. As out of the many, you think Gandhi ji, as far as you concerned, you self determination, because अगर वो determination नहीं होती तो वो fasting नहीं करते, non violence पे stick नहीं करते, इतने ज्यादा लड़ाइयाँ बिना बिना tough negotiations. As a common man, he would not have done it. He was so confident about himself because he was very self determined. Okay, Delisha, what about you, Delisha?
So I chose patience as a topic to speak in this meeting, as I think patience is very important and patience is a virtue. So it's no clandestine that our generation lacks a lot of it. And if we talk about Gandhiji, patience is one of the many reasons why we are free nowadays and we can do whatever we want to. Like Britishers did so wrong with him, but in spite of all that, he always stood by his words and was always patient. He never chose violence or anything. He was always patient, which is main reason why we are free. And patience attracts happiness. It brings near that which is far. So it is the main reason why we can achieve our goals, maintain a more positive outlook on life, and make us less reactive. It makes us less prone to taking more bad decisions. Thank you.
So you're talking about forbearance, patience, or patience basically means also you're willing to bear a lot of pain and suffering, but for a higher cause. Right, Delisha? Okay, Kathy, your turn.
Yes, the thing that I have adapted most from Mahatma Gandhi ji is that his philosophy that change begins with you. He emphasized that change begins with the individual himself or herself. We believe that to bring a positive change in society, first you have to change yourself, embody that change within yourself that you wish to see in society, and by demonstrating the values like truth, non-violence, compassion in one's own life, individuals can themselves like inspire and lead others toward a more just and harmonious world. And there is a famous quote of Mahatma Gandhi that you must be the change you want to see in the society. And this is the quote that inspires me the most, because it gives a message that the importance of personal responsibility and the moral integrity is what drives the society ahead.
शाबाश, बहुत अच्छा। अब इसकी कहानी है, आपको पता है, चेंज बिगिंस विद यू। एक कहानी है और सच सच्चा भी है कि एक मदर एक अपने बच्चे को लेके गई। कहानी याद है किसी को? सुनाओ, कौन सुनाएगा?
Ma'am, I
ये
know the
कहानी
whole.
कौन सी स्टोरी?
Ma'am, the mother comes with his son who was addicted to jaggery.
करेक्ट, जैगरी।
Yeah,
एंड
so
उसने कहा कि
he
हाँ, करेक्ट,
says to come after 7 days.
यस, यस।
Yes.
तो फिर क्या हुआ? गांधी जी ने क्या
So
बोला?
the
7 डेज
mother,
के बाद क्यों आप?
so the mother came after 7 days, and she said that this is the jaggery son I was talking about. So he said that, oh, okay, then beta, don't eat jaggery from now on, and stop eating. So mother was thinking what we all are thinking right now, that did he say that come after 7 days, when he had to say such a basic thing? I could have said that. So he said that she asked him that, uh, why did you call us after 7 days? He said that I was also addicted to jaggery before 7 days, so I had to control myself from eating jaggery, and now here I am telling and giving values to your son.
यस, ये स्टोरी है, शायद रियलिटी होगी जरूर. सो ही से पहले मैं अपने आप को चेंज करूं, फिर मैं बच्चे को बोलूंगा चेंज कर. सो दैट्स व्हाट इट इज. ओके जानवी, योर टर्न. थैंक यू ख्याति.
So
Change.
yeah, first of all, as I said earlier, even being in the NCC, I'll say I prefer non-violence. So I chose the topic about non-violence. As non-violence is an excellent means of resolving conflicts and other means of violent deeds. It avoids mindless wars, battle, and bloodshed. Mahatma Gandhi is in fact an idol of non-violence. As whenever we see, we also say that he was the one of the most icon of the non-violence. I'll say with his quote that non-violence is the greatest and the most active force in the world. Mostly we know it in Hindi as Ahimsa Parmo Dharma, which mainly means that one cannot be passively inviolent, but one person who can express ahimsa in life exercises a force superior to all other forces of the brutality. Non-violence or ahimsa is thus preferred by him because in his own words, अगर हम लोग बोले तो कि I object to violence because when it appears to do good, the good is temporary, but the evil it does is permanent. So mainly वो इससे ये बोलना चाह रहे थे कि जो हम लोग वायलेंस से हम लोग को लगता है कि हम जो अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, कोई भी रिवॉल्ट कर रहे हैं, वो दिखेगा तो कि हम लोग सही कर रहे हैं, पर लेकिन उससे जो डैमेज होगा वो परमानेंट रहेगा, और जो उसका बेनिफिट रहा वो टेम्पररी बैठेगा. So that all I.
बहुत अच्छा. Very good. Thank you, Janvi. Very good. Is issue chose the quality of non-violence. Okay. Dharna. Dharna.
Yes, ma'am. So one thing that attracted me from Gandhiji is speaking the truth. So speaking the truth is a powerful virtue. Just like Gandhiji believed that honesty and integrity have the power to transform individuals and society. So when we speak truth, we basically create meaningful connections, we build trust and promote justice. But it's not always easy. But by being true to ourselves, by being true to everyone, we can create a powerful and positive impact in the world. Just like Gandhiji's commitment to truth led India to independence. So I would say that let us all strive to be truthful in our words and actions.
Beautiful. All five of you have given very unique qualities which impacted you, as was from the life of Mahatma. Vaishnavi talked about self-determination. Delisha talked about forbearance, which is patience. Kathy talked about non-violence and peace. No, non-violence and peace, yes. And then, no, let me get it right. Self-determination talked about by Vaishnavi. Patience by Delisha. Change, be the change. Be the change is by Kyati. Then non-violence and peace is by Janvi. And speaking the truth is by Dharna. How wonderful. You've talked about five good qualities, which is self-determination, patience, you be the change, non-violence and peace, and speaking the truth. Congratulations. देखो कितने तरीके, very interestingly, how all of you have chosen your own which impacted you and it stood out from the life of Mahatma. If you ask me what impacts me out of Mahatma's life is a total surrender. He was a very surrendered man. He had surrendered himself to a particular higher purpose, and that was India's independence. All these were means. All these are self-determination was a means. Patience was a means. You be the change as an attitude, as a behavior was the means. Non-violence was a means. speaking the truth. Nothing but the truth was a means. But it was one cause. It was surrendered to the cause, India's independence. So when you surrender to a higher purpose, कि मुझे यही चाहिए, nothing but this, और अपना समर्पण, हिंदी में कहोगे वो समर्पित थे. तो क्या, जब मैं कहूँ समर्पित थे, क्यों मैं कहती हूँ, क्या एविडेंस है मेरे पास कि वो समर्पित थे? उनको उनको अपने लिए कुछ नहीं चाहिए था, अपनी फैमिली को भी समर्पित किया. आपने देखा है कि उनकी वाइफ, उनके बच्चे, उनकी फैमिली, उनका लिविंग कंडीशंस वाज ऑल surrendered to the cause. So remember, this is very, very important. It's a life of surrender. Gandhi ji's life was a life of surrender. Surrender to a higher purpose, to a higher cause. That is why he's called Mahatma. महात्मा वही होते हैं जो समर्पण में विश्वास करते हैं. They surrender to a higher cause, whatever the cause they decide to pick up. So he was surrendered to India's freedom. Okay, well, good. You all contributed. You have given the ways of his surrender. All these are facets of his surrender. Kasturba Bai was being asked surrender. What is surrender? Is that अपना काम खुद करो, जो भी है, and no work is नीचा, no work is ऊंचा, सभी बराबर. So it was a life of surrender. And if you know, Kasturba Bai, his wife, took time to surrender. It took time, but finally she did. She surrendered. So I hope some of you have seen this film, but go and repeat the film, Mahatma, the making of Mahatma, or the Gandhi film. This is worth seeing again, because the more कभी बारी आपको ये याद रहेगा, फिर कई बारी कुछ और चीज याद रहेगी. But turning point in his life was when he was thrown out of the train. When he was thrown out of the train, and he had a first class ticket, and he was thrown out by the British. How can a non-white travel in first class? And he was thrown out, and then left alone in the cold on that platform. It changed him. So कई बारी life में turning points आते हैं. Gandhi ji का turning point was that being thrown in the middle of the night out of that train, even when he had a first class ticket. And after that he became a life of surrender. Right? So this is it. Now we come to your questions. You have, all of you children. So let me begin with Vaishnavi. What's your question?
Ma'am, first of all, I would like to thank the Demonstrative Learning team for giving me a platform to interact with my idea today. Because I remember my father saying when I was in first grade that, beta, if you want to be like somebody, be like Kiran Bedi, ma'am. So that is why you inspired me throughout my life. And for my question, I would like to ask that being two sisters, so I and my father faced a lot of criticism for being two girl child. And when he opposed that, he was very thrashed in the society for conceiving me as a second daughter. So in this male dominant society, it has come to my notice that people tend to expect that women should not speak against the wrong happenings in the society. They should rather adjust to it. So when you opposed to the punishment posting during your tenure, during your duty, what were the consequences of that decision, of that petition? So I would really like to know about that. And how did you challenge them? How did you deal with that?
First of all, the credit goes to my parents, my father and my mother, who valued daughters. So first credit goes to them. And they were in a family which did not value daughters. His father did not value daughters, but my father and mother did. So what they did was, first thing was that they were courageous, and they went against their own father by saying that we will, for us, daughters are as important or equal, no less than the boys. And Vaishnavi, you are saying two daughters. We were four. We were four sisters. But my father and my mother, the credit number one begins with parents, because we children don't choose parents, we just get them. जहां हमारे बॉर्न हुआ, ये भगवान हमें भेजता है, भाग्य से मिलते हैं माँ बाप। तो मुझे भाग्य से वो माँ बाप मिले जो कि ऐसी बराबरी में विश्वास करते थे एंड कन्विंस थे। उसके बाद क्योंकि घर में ये समानता थी, रिस्पेक्ट फॉर वुमेन थी, रिस्पेक्ट फॉर गर्ल्स थी, तो हम लोग लाइक अ वॉल थे, हम प्रोटेक्टेड थे, क्योंकि घर में बड़ी पॉजिटिव लैंग्वेज थी। सो वैष्णवी, for you, it begins with your father. Your father has to be stronger to ward off the hostile or negative messages. So first duty is of your father. If he has been in doubt, shaky, that is why you got affected. अगर वो shaky नहीं होते और वो confident होते और अपने में विश्वास रखते कि मेरे पास दोनों बच्चियां मेरे लिए कोई कमी नहीं है, मेरे लिए बेटे जैसे बेटियां हैं, बेटे जैसे, हम कहते हैं बेटी जैसे बेटा हो जो प्यार करे, आप कहते हैं ना। सो मैं ये कहूंगी कि पहली प्रॉब्लम आई आपके बिकॉज योर पेरेंट्स वर नॉट स्ट्रांग। now that you have realized it, you are not going that way, you are making your own path. By being interactors, you are creating your own lovely cow. And तुम नहीं वरी करते, तुम नहीं सोचते कि मैं लड़की हूं या लड़का, तुम सोचते हो मैं एक पर्सन जिसके पास ये काबिलियत है कुछ भी अचीव करने के लिए। सो यू हैव गॉन आउट ऑफ इट। तो दुनिया, आप उठोगे तो कहेंगे बैठे क्यों नहीं, अगर बैठे हो तो कहेंगे खड़े क्यों नहीं, हाँ लेटे हो तो बैठे क्यों नहीं, बैठे हो तो लेटे क्यों नहीं। ऐसे लोग हर जगह मिलेंगे। सवाल ये उठता है कि आपने अपने आप को सुनना है कि दूसरों को सुनना है। सो आपने इंस्पिरेशन लेनी है, जहां से मिले ले लो, जहां से इंस्पिरेशन नहीं मिली नेगेटिविटी मत लो। सो आपको अब नाउ द ओनस इज ऑन यू, यू हैव ऑलरेडी आउटग्रोन दैट स्टेज बाय बिकमिंग व्हाट यू आर डूइंग राइट नाउ। और तुम्हारे पास सारी वो लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज है जो कि एक बच्चे में, एक टीनेजर में होनी चाहिए। यू आर ऑन योर वे टू बी अ लीडर, in fact you are already one. Okay, Delisha, your question.
Sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt, but I think you got the wrong message about my parents. So they actually supported me and saved me throughout my the whole relatives, their parents, and the whole society thrashed them to conceive me. So, but they were really against of the abortion, and here I am outshining and making them proud. So that is
Fantastic.
what, yeah.
That is why then you are what you are.
Yes.
So
The
that is
whole
already
credit
given.
goes to my parents.
Again your credit goes to. So in fact तुम्हारा ये question ये कि मैं the way you posed your question, I thought this is the message I got the way you posed your question. Your question should have been, my parents have been my parents, even knowing that they are about to get another daughter, they stood up against the society and said, no, we would like to have this daughter. They did not, let's say, do a infanticide, feticide. It's called feticide. They did not commit a feticide. So that is why you see उसका result आपके सामने है, क्योंकि आपके parents की ये will determination थी. You are showing that signs and you're living it already now. Good. So full marks to your father and your parents.
Thank
that
you so
they
much.
and they passed on to you, saying you are valued. Now, Dilisha, your turn.
So like whenever someone takes your name, the very first thing which pops in my mind is that you broke barriers of society and that you stopped gender discrimination. So like was there never any fear of failure? Because it's very common to have fear of failure. So if yes, how did you overcome it?
The failure happens when you don't even attempt, when you don't try. That's failure. When you don't even take a risk, that's failure. Failure is when you're afraid to try. When you fail in an exam, when you don't even sit for the exam, that's failure. And when you take the exam and you don't get the same marks as you wanted, it's not failure. It's an attempt you made. You tried. So there's a message that you can do better. So remember, फेलियर, मैंने जो करना था, जो मुझे करना चाहिए था, जो मेरी ड्यूटी थी, वो मैंने की। मैं डरी नहीं। अगर मैं डरती तो फेलियर था। जब मैं डरी नहीं तो मैं फेलियर नहीं है। मैंने तो एक्सपीरियंस गेन किया। अगली बारी और, मैं टेनिस की प्लेयर भी थी। मैं ये थोड़ी हर टाइम मैं तो ही खेलूंगी अगर मैं जीतूंगी। आप खेलते खेलते जीतते हो, खेलते खेलते सीखते हो, पढ़ते पढ़ते लायक बनते हो। समझे? सो एक डिसीजन से दूसरी डिसीजन पर जब आप लेते जाते हो, आप बहादुर बनते जाते हो। स्विमिंग पूल में अगर आपने डाइवर बनना है तो आपको बहुत सारी जंप्स लेनी पड़ेंगी, तो ही आप डाइवर बनोगे। लेकिन अगर आप कोने पर ही बैठे रहोगे तो आप फेलियर है। लेकिन अगर आप चलते जा रहे हो, ट्राई करते जा रहे हो, तो आप डाइवर बनते जा रहे हो। मैंने भी अपनी लाइफ में यही किया, अपना कर्तव्य निभाती गई। और अगर कर्तव्य में अगर नहीं पूरा रिजल्ट मिला तो कोई बात नहीं, कर्तव्य तो निभाया ना, डर के तो नहीं बैठ गए ना। अगर नहीं करते तो फिर फेलियर है। अगर करते हो तो फिर आप एक्सपीरियंस ले रहे हो और सीख रहे हो। ओके, क्या थी योर टर्न? क्या थी
यस मैम।
आपका
मैम
क्वेश्चन?
मैम ये बहुत ऐसे स्टीरियोटाइप होता है ना, तो एक्चुअली यस मैम, तो मैम एक्चुअली मैंने ह्यूमैनिटीज ऑप्ट करा था डिस्पाइट स्कोरिंग 97% माई क्लास 10th बोर्ड्स एंड बस ये बात से आई फेस अ ट्रेमेंडियस प्रेशर टू टेक साइंस। ओके, माय रिलेटिव्स, माय क्लोज फैमिली मेंबर्स इवन लाइक कि आपके तो 97 आए हैं, गो विद साइंस, आई टेकिंग ह्यूमैनिटीज, हैव यू लॉस्ट योर माइंड समथिंग। बट and ma'am, इतना प्रेशर था कि हाँ, like I kneeled down before them and I took science for a month, and I swear those a month was a horrible days of my life because I was doing something that I never wanted to do. My passion was always in public policy and the governance things and to work for society, but when I took science, I was confined in a place where I thought that I don't belong. Even though I was following a rigid schedule, I was waking up at 4 till 6. I was making my homework and notes and something. At 6, I was going to my school, then coming back at 2:30, then going 3:30 again to the coaching. Coming back at 8:30 from the coaching, then eating the dinner and all, then 10 to 11 homework again. 11 I slept. Those days were the horrible days that I faced in my life. But then I was like, no, mom, I don't want to do science. My passion is somewhere else. I want to concentrate more on what my passion is, and I'm very much interested in humanities. And you don't worry, I'll make my career in it. So I faced a lot of criticism when I was doing that as well. So now my question is, ki, how do you navigate these societal norms and the pressure while pursuing your career, and what advice would you like to give someone like me who is facing such career is facing such pressure, or is dealing with the similar challenges that probably you too have gone through?
Exactly what you did. Exactly what you did. अगर एज ए टीनेजर आपको अपनी प्रेफरेंसेस पता है और आपको पता है आपको पसंद क्या है, it says if you do what you love, right, you don't work, you have not worked any time in your life because you're just loving what you're doing. If you love what you do, you are not at work, you are loving all that you do, and you are in love with whatever you do, and you are already in love with whatever you do because you knew what you loved. So अगर हर टीनेजर में क्लैरिटी ऑफ माइंड आ जाए, ये क्लैरिटी, if they're clear in their mind, what do they want, what do they want to do, what do they want to become, who are they, what is their preferences, and what is that they don't want. ये क्लैरिटी इस एज में अगर जिसके आ जाए तो उसके सब्जेक्ट्स की करेक्ट चॉइस हो जाएगी। वो सारी उम्र काम नहीं करेगा, वो तो एंजॉय करेगा, क्योंकि दे एंजॉय। आई लव माय पुलिसिंग बिकॉज आई न्यू आई वांटेड टू वर्क इन यूनिफॉर्म फॉर द सोसाइटी। तो 12-12 घंटे, साइना would tell you, my daughter would tell you, I used to work 24/7. But did I come back and complain any time at home that this is very hard work? Not once. Why? Because I was valuing the purpose, I was fulfilling the purpose of my life. which I was like. So you can love hard work. When does a soldier will not go to Siachen? Soldier will not be up on the toughest of the borders unless he loves what he does. He loves his country. He loves his uniform. He's proud of his service. Otherwise, why would he sacrifice his family and go there and be away? Because he loves. And you see how proud our soldiers are, how proud our army and navy and air force leadership is. They're very proud of themselves, who they are, because they're loving, they are doing what they loved, and they're loving what they do. So if you do that, and if you have the clarity, then pressures will come, choices will come, people will say, because they're all speaking from their own experience, कि ये बेटर रहेगा तुम्हारे लिए। वो तुम्हारा भला चाहते हैं, जो आपको सजेशन दे रहे हैं, नुकसान नहीं चाहते। लेकिन तुम अपना भला मैक्सिमम तुम ही खुद ही जानते हो, इसलिए तुम टके रहे, तुम डिटर्मिन्ड रहे, और देखो आज तुम खुश हो क्योंकि तुमने राइट डिसीजन ली। समझे? सो ये आपने ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि क्लैरिटी कितनी आपके पास है। कई बार क्लैरिटी नहीं होती तो आप गाइडेंस ले सकते हो, लेकिन गाइडेंस लेने के बाद अपने आप से तुमको खुद पूछना है कि मुझे क्या अच्छा लगता है, मुझे क्या अच्छा लगता है। ये नहीं कि मेरे एल्डर्स को क्या अच्छा लगता है या मेरे फ्रेंड्स को क्या अच्छा लगता है, मुझे क्या अच्छा लगता है, मुझे वो करना है। और मुझे क्या अच्छा लगता है तो आप खुद ही बता सकते हो, कोई नहीं। राय ले सकते हो, चॉइसेस सुन सकते हो, लेकिन करना वही जो आपको ठीक है। उसके बाद क्यों, जिम्मेवारी आपकी। You are responsible for your decisions to make a success of it. Isn't it? And if you supposing made a wrong choice, that is why the national education policy today is flexible. It is allowing you to change your subjects midstream. पहले नहीं होता था, पहले नहीं हो रहा था। नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी ने यही तो फायदा दिया। It's given you a choice of change of subjects, and whatever credits you got in that subject goes into your data bank. You don't lose them. So this is why this national education policy will make possible help students of your kind who did not know 50-50, मुझे ये भी अच्छा है, मुझे ये भी अच्छा है, 50 ले लो, चलो टॉस करो, या मेरे मम्मी ने ये बोला, डैडी ने, मैं ट्राई कर लिया, लेकिन आपको अच्छा नहीं लगा, आप छोड़ के आ गए क्योंकि आप कुछ और बनना चाहते। तो आपको सब्जेक्ट फेल नहीं है, एडमिशन ये नहीं स्कूल छोड़ना पड़ेगा, सब्जेक्ट चॉइस, यूनिवर्सिटी छोड़नी नहीं पड़ेगी, यूनिवर्सिटी आपको दूसरी चॉइस दे देगी। So this is where, Kyati, it's going to happen. So it's a clarity of your own mind, right? Stick to it and then experience it. And then, be open to change if you think you're not loving what you're doing. Right? Okay. Janvi, your question?
Yes.
तो यार अगर मैंने इन लोगों का पूरी बात सुनी, बट मैंने कभी ये सब चीज फेस नहीं करी, क्योंकि जिस जगह मेरा घर है वहां पे ये सब चीज इतनी पॉपुलर नहीं है। मतलब लोगों को लगता है हाँ ठीक है, बच्चों को चुनने देना चाहिए, चाहे कोई भी हो, है तो बच्चा ही बोल के। ना मैंने जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन फेस किया, ना इस टाइप से अगर बोला जाए तो मेरे पे प्रेशर डाला गया। बट जैसे कि हम लोग जानते हैं कि अभी कोविड पैंडेमिक आया था, तो जितनी भी ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन ज्यादा मिलने लगी थी। तो उस बीच में जैसे कि मैंने रियलाइज किया कि मेरा जो फोकस और अटेंशन था वो बुक रीडिंग से हट के या मेरी बाकी पैशन या एक्टिविटीज से हट के फोन की तरफ ज्यादा बढ़ गया था, क्योंकि दिन भर फोन पे ही रहते थे, इसके क्लास उसकी क्लास। सो अल्टीमेटली मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि हम लोग इस एडिक्शन को हटा कैसे सकते हैं और वापस अपनी एक्टिविटीज की तरफ फोकस कैसे कर सकते हैं।
अपना स्ट्रिक्ट टाइम टेबल बना के, अगर आपने टाइम टेबल बनाया, डे शेड्यूल बनाया, ठीक है, तो अगर डे शेड्यूल में बोला कि अगर मैंने आज 11 से लेके 1 बजे तक ये काम करना है, आपने प्लान बनाया, तो इसका मतलब है कि आप उसके ऊपर एक अपनी हैबिट माइंडसेट रखोगे, डिसिप्लिन करोगे, मुझे ये करना है। उससे क्या है कि मेरी डिस्ट्रैक्शंस क्या है, क्योंकि मुझे करना है, तो आप डिस्ट्रैक्शंस को अपने आप को दूर करोगे। डिस्ट्रैक्शंस कुछ भी हो सकती है, डिस्ट्रैक्शन फ्रेंड हो सकती है, डिस्ट्रैक्शन फोन हो सकता है, सो डिस्ट्रैक्शन रिलेटिव हो सकता है, डिस्ट्रैक्शन कोई फेस्टिवल हो सकता है, लेकिन अगर आपने टाइम टेबल बनाया तो टाइम टेबल बनाकर उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए भी आपको ही डिसिप्लिन करके अपने आप को पूरा करना पड़ेगा, और अपने आप से पूछना है इसको करने से कौन सी चीजें जो इसमें रुकावट आ सकती है, वो रुकावटों को भी आपने ही दूर करना है। ये नहीं कि आप मम्मी मुझे अब ये फोन ले जाओ, मेरी मदद, हाँ मदद मांग सकते हो कि मुझे फोन मत देना, 2 घंटे फोन मत देना, फोन ले जाओ मम्मी, इसको स्विच ऑफ कर दो, मुझे फोन मत देना। दैट मीन्स यू आर आस्किंग फॉर हेल्प। आइदर यू स्विच इट ऑफ योर सेल्फ और यू आस्क फॉर हेल्प कि ये लो फोन मेरे लिए गुम हो गया, अब ले जाओ, मुझे मत देना, अब मेरे पास फोन मत लाना, मैं अब 2 घंटे पहले ये चैप्टर पढ़ लूं। तो आप हेल्प भी मांग सकते हो, खुद भी कर सकते हो। सो ये आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है आपके लिए इजी क्या है।
नॉट टू अपोज मैम, बट मैंने ये चीज ट्राई करी है, लेकिन फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे अगर मैंने लिया कि 5 से 6 या 6:30 मेरे को पढ़ाई करनी है, बट किसी रीजन की वजह से अगर उस टाइम पे वो चीज नहीं होती है तो ऐसा लगता है, डिमोटिवेशन सा फील होता है। तो मैंने इसके बहुत सारे तरीके ट्राई किए, तो मैंने लास्टली सोचा कि आपसे भी पूछूं।
तो इसका ये है कि आपने ट्राई किया, अगले दिन फिर करो, अगले दिन फिर करो। पेशेंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, परसिवियरेंस बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है जरूर, क्योंकि आप अब हैबिट चेंज कर रहे हो। जब आप हैबिट चेंज कर रहे हो जो बन चुकी है, उसको तोड़ने के लिए भी एकदम हथौड़ा नहीं है, धीरे धीरे चेंज होगी। तो आप रोज ट्राई करो। मान लो 15 पहले दिन मेरी 20 आधा घंटा कंसंट्रेशन रही, उसके बाद टूट गई, अपने आप को पैट करो, ओ शाबाश आज मैंने 30 मिनट्स नहीं डिस्ट्रैक्शन की, अच्छा कल अब मैं 40 मिनट्स करूंगी, 30 तो मैं कर चुकी हूँ, अब मैं कल अगले बारी 40 मिनट्स करूंगी। तो मैं डीमोटिवेट नहीं होंगी, मैं मोटिवेट होंगी कि मैं 30 मिनट्स अचीव कर लिया, अब मैं अपने आप को इनाम दूंगी 10 मिनट्स के बाद, 10 मैं 40 करूंगी, 40 के बाद अपने आप को मैं इनाम दूंगी, आज मैं तो इसके बाद कुछ अपने आप को प्राइज दूंगी, उसके बाद अगले दिन 45 कर दो। तो क्योंकि आपको पता है ऐसे ही होता है मेडिटेशन में, आपको पता है मेडिटेशन में भी आप सीधा ही करना हो तो 1 घंटा मेडिटेशन नहीं कर सकते, तो क्या करते हो, पहले 10 मिनट बैठते हो, फिर अगले दिन 12 मिनट बैठते हो, फिर आप 15 मिनट बैठते हो, फिर आप 20 मिनट फिर आपको पता ही नहीं चलता 20 मिनट कैसे बीत गए, फिर आपको अपने आप को रिवॉर्ड देते हो। ये नहीं ओ मैंने तो करना था 1 घंटा, बहुत खराब, मैं अपने आप को डीमोटिवेट करूं या अपने आप को कर्स करूं, नो, अपनी एटीट्यूड को पॉजिटिव करो, रिवॉर्ड योरसेल्फ that I have succeeded. My glass is not half empty. My motivation is half full. धीरे धीरे उसको बढ़ाएंगे। तो कभी फेल भी हो गए या नहीं, फेल नहीं हो गए, एफर्ट करते करते नहीं हो गया, लेकिन कंटिन्यू विद द हैबिट, गिव अप नहीं करना, गिव इन नहीं करना, गिव अप नहीं करना, दौड़ा दौड़ा खींचते जाना, क्योंकि आप अपनी आदत को बदल रहे हो, आप सड़क को मोड़ रहे हो, मोड़ते मोड़ते आपको शायद राउंड अबाउट लेना पड़ेगा, लेते जाओ, ड्राइव करते जाओ, ड्राइविंग मत छोड़ो। अगर आपने कहीं जाना है, कश्मीर या जाना है, दूर जाना है, तो ड्राइविंग में रुक थोड़ी जाओगे, ओ मेरी गाड़ी खराब हो गई थी, कोई बात नहीं, ठीक करा के फिर से जाऊंगी, मैं पीछे देखूं कितना कवर कर दिया, अभी मुझे और आगे जाना है, तो आप चाहे थोड़ा जाओ, यू आर कॉन्स्टेंटली ऑन द ड्राइव, समझे, एफर्ट नहीं छोड़ना, इफ यू कंटिन्यू योर एफर्ट, small way, small steps will take you to the direction. So it can be sometimes big steps, sometimes can be small steps, but you don't have to give up. If you don't give up, you are a success. चाहे एफर्ट का रिजल्ट थोड़ा हो या बड़ा, don't give up, then you're succeeding because you're not giving up. Okay, that's how you look at motivation. Okay, have you understood, Janvi?
Yes ma'am, thank you ma'am.
You not ever punish yourself or curse yourself. You will motivate your own self that I will do it again. I will do it. I shall do it. And I've done it. Okay, Dharna, your question.
Yes, ma'am. So my question to you is that as a student, I always indulge in projects that require teamwork and leadership.
So for that, I always look for ways to motivate my team, to inspire my team. So what advice do you have regarding leadership and effective team management?
Is that depends on, first of all, know your team. Who are they? नो योर टीम. उनकी काबिलियत क्या है, उनकी काबिलियत को बिल्ड करो. हर एक की काबिलियत अपनी अपनी होती है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल नो योर ओन टीम. इसकी काबिलियत राइटिंग है, इसकी काबिलियत ग्रामर है, इसकी काबिलियत स्किल है, इसकी काबिलियत आईटी है. उनकी स्ट्रेंथ्स को जमा कंबाइन करो. सो यू फर्स्ट थिंग इज टू नो योर टीम. और हर एक को वो टास्क दो जो उसकी काबिलियत पर है, और उनकी भी टीम्स बनाओ. अगर दो चीज बनती है तो इधर इसके याद ये और ये दोनों कंबाइन करो, ये दोनों कंबाइन करो, या ये तीन कंबाइन करो, ये वन, या वो अकेला ही. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू मस्ट नो योर टीम एंड देन बिल्ड ऑन देयर स्ट्रेंथ्स. अगर आपने राउंड को स्क्वायर में डाल दिया और स्क्वायर को राउंड में डाल दिया, अगर तुम तो चल ही नहीं रहे, ठीक नहीं हो रहे, तुमने पोजिशनिंग गलत की ना. पोजिशनिंग को राइट करने के लिए लीडर की पहचान होती है, मेरी टीम क्या है, ये कम्युनिकेट बेटर कर सकता है, ये हार्ड वर्किंग बहुत है, ये क्रिएटिव थिंकिंग बड़ा है, ये मेरी टीम मेंबर का डिजाइन बड़ा अच्छा है, ये राइटिंग स्किल बड़ी अच्छी है. सो यू गो ऑन दोस. अच्छा, देन यू कैन सीक्वेंस. ऑलराइट, ये प्रोजेक्ट है, लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड द प्रोजेक्ट. अब नाउ ब्रेक इट अप. Who will do what? Let's do a relay. Or who will combine and do it together? That's your leadership quality, is to know your strengths. And then you can upgrade their strengths. इसकी स्किल है, मैं इसको अपग्रेड करूं, इसको अपग्रेड करूं, इसको अपग्रेड करूं. उसको क्या चाहिए, उसको ट्रेनिंग चाहिए, उसको हेल्प चाहिए, उसको रिसोर्सेज चाहिए. दैट मीन्स यू स्ट्रेंथन देम. Right? That is know your team. Saina, would you do a roundup? We just got 2 more minutes. Saina?
जी, आई एम गोइंग टू टेक हाफ अ मिनट मोर टुडे. बेटा जानवी, पहले आपके लिए, बिकॉज मुझे फिर मैं समाप्त करूंगी. बेटा, उस फोन को इतने घबराहट से क्यों देखना है? 2 years it supported you. बच्चे, एक अच्छी चीज को खराब क्यों कर रहे हैं हम? अपना माइंड बदल दो उस फोन को देख के. अच्छी चीज है बच्चे. आज तक हर चीज की खराब होती है, एक्सट्रीम नहीं करना है. उस फोन को जब देखते हो, इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ योर डे. उसको साथ लेके चलो. उसको देखो मत इतनी घबराहट के साथ कि इसने मेरे ऊपर हावी हो जाना है.
No, it's not
Looking
what she
at that
meant.
phone, not
Saina, no. One was after COVID. Now they are having classes in person. So the point is,
Yes.
what is in the I think it's a question. No. There is a need sometimes to put aside your phone, because then you're no more studying from it. So therefore, phone has served a purpose.
Yes.
Now it is not serving a purpose. Put it
So
aside.
don't do
You
an
must know.
extreme with it. जी,
There's
extreme.
no
जी,
कोई
जी,
extreme नहीं है बटे. I'm just trying to explain to you in
ठीक.
what context she said it. Okay,
जी,
go ahead.
जी, okay. बेटा, you all are in community service. So I am going to share. मैंने आप लोगों के लिए ना random points लिखे. So I'm sharing that with you because very happy to see that you're a part of the community. Community service में you will see a lot of pain. थकना नहीं. When you come back home, you will spend 10 minutes quietly saying a prayer for yourself and for others. आप परमात्मा से मांगोगे कि आपको शक्ति मिले, सामर्थ्य मिले, साधन मिले कि आप दूसरों के काम आ सको, उनको प्यार बांट सको. तो अपने आप को नरिश्ड रखना, फिजिकली, इमोशनली, हार्ट, बॉडी, माइंड, सोल, अपने आप को नरिश्ड रखना, तभी आगे कुछ कर पाओगे, दे पाओगे. और उनके लिए प्रार्थना करना जिनके पास इतने साधन नहीं है, कि परमात्मा उनको रास्ता दिखाएं और शक्ति दें टू गो थ्रू देयर जर्नी, टू गो थ्रू देयर कार्मिक जर्नी. दूसरी बात, अपने अंदर कभी भी अगर इस रास्ते पे चलना है अपने अंदर कभी भी मैं मत आने देना कि मैं दे रही, मैं
Ego.
कर, ये मैं मत आने देना। अपने इष्ट से मांगते रहना, क्योंकि हम सिर्फ एक जरिया है, परमात्मा ने देना है, उनसे मांगना और आगे जाके प्यार बांट कर आना। तीसरी चीज, जब आप बच्चों को मिलते हो, लेडीज को मिलते हो, परिवारों को मिलते हो, ऐसा कुछ जरूर कहना कि वो थोड़ा सा सोचें कि हमने खुद भी अपनी लिमिटेशंस को कैसे ओवरकम करना है। कुछ ऐसा कह के आना जो उनको एम्पावर करे कि हम खुद भी कैसे अपनी लिमिटेशंस को क्रॉस करें। फिर दो चीजें आपके पास हमेशा है हर सिचुएशन में, क्योंकि कई बारी शायद आप ऐसी किसी सिचुएशन के सामने खड़े हो जहां आपके पास कोई हल नहीं है इंस्टेंटली उनको देने के लिए। लेकिन दो चीजें हैं, प्यार, हौसला, और एक और चीज है प्रार्थना। तो ये करके आना, सब ठीक हो जाएगा, वो ईश्वर करेंगे। खूब प्यार दे के आना, उनका हौसला बढ़ाकर आना कि आप कर पाओगे, तो ये उनको सक्षम बनाएगा, ये देकर आना। एक और बात, वी ऑल नीड क्वाइट करेज फॉर आवर डेली लाइफ। आप सब बच्चों को जब लगता है, ये जानवी के लिए भी है, आप सब बच्चों को जब लगता है कि ये चीज मैं नहीं कर पा रही, अपने आप से एक संकल्प लो कि मैं इसको करूंगी। You need that quiet courage to do something impossible every day, which you all feel you can't do. Build that quiet courage. It doesn't just come. You have to build it. So build that quiet courage. ठीक है जी?
Lovely. Very nice. Thank you, Saina. Thank you for a wonderful wrap up. So, quiet courage. Build up a quiet courage every day. Do something which makes you proud. And as she said, nurture yourself, nourish yourself, charge yourself. जैसे आप अपनी बाकी चीजें चार्ज करते हो ना बैटरी से, self charge, mentally, physically, spiritually. अच्छा पढ़ के, and she believed in the prayer of, in the power of prayer, right? And wish them well, bless them, and lots of love. So I think that's the all messages of today. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you, Saina, and thank you my entire team of demonstrative learning for bringing such bright students together today. Rotary, Rotaractors, Interactors. Rotaries of the future, Rotaractors now interact for the future, and Interactors now. Okay, Janvi, and all of you, thank you. Thank the school, the Agrasen School, Maharaja Agrasen School, for bringing you together. Thank you, and bye-bye.
जी, जय थारी माँ बच्चों, हंसते खेलते रहो, हंसते खेलते रहो, ध्यान रखो अपना।